Doc, is education working?
Yes.
Are people getting fed with proper food?
Yes.
Is school feeding working?
You see, there's a distinction. School feeding at the basic schools is done by gender ministry, not education ministry.
Okay, at the basic class 1 to 6.
Yeah, it's gender.
But you also do some feeding for day students.
For day students, that is done by the schools. If it's a day school, then a vendor provides it. If it's a boarding school, the day students are fed by the school. So let's say you are a day student. You are fed by the school. You go to the dining hall.
You join the boarding for lunch.
For lunch.
And that's paid for by government.
Government. Free lunch.
And that's going on well?
Oh, yes. It's going on
So
well.
if it's a full day school, Aquinas Secondary School, what happens?
Aquinas have a kitchen. So they provide their own food. They cook their own food.
So Aquinas as a day school gives them lunch?
They give them lunch.
This part of free SHS
yes,
program?
Yes. It's one of the unique aspects of the free senior high school. That said, if you want to provide opportunity for extended activities after school so that students can have intervention, provide them lunch so that they don't have to run home to get lunch. Remember those days when day students ran away and they couldn't do any after school activity, whether it's soccer or after school program, because they were hungry.
So now, do they participate in it?
Yes, of course. Because
so if there's sports, after lunch, day students can do sports?
Of course, because they are fed, so they are there. Compared to a situation where you have to run home, because you have to find something.
So that at lunchtime at Presec, every student is eating.
Every
day
student.
Boarding, everybody.
Everybody.
It wasn't like that when I was there.
No. I mean, at that time, you had to pay to eat, right? You pay to play. Now you don't have to. You are fed by the good people of Ghana.
So would you say that free SHS since 2017 is working?
I think the whole thing is that the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
So show us, tell us.
So show this data. In this country, if you're going to talk about the benefit of education.
Is that the data you're looking for?
Yes. Okay. That's what I'm looking for.
Walk us through.
So let me tell you one thing. I hear people say the system has failed, right? Mm-hmm. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. Let's look at the data.
Okay, put the data back. Let Doc take us through it.
In 2015.
Yeah, I can see that. The first
45.2% got grades A1 to C6, that credit. That
English language?
English language. In 2022,
41 to what?
42.5% of students who sat for the WASCE got A1 to C6, which we consider pass.
For English?
English.
Okay.
That is what the universities accept. And in 2022, it's a 60.39%. Before free senior high, 45%. After free senior high, 60%. So you want to tell me free senior high school had done something bad to the education system? Look at the consistency from, you see, when you see the red, it means the pass rate was below 50%.
Okay.
After 2020, when the free senior high school students started coming out, you've never seen them attain below 50% in any single subject. Consistency. 3 years.
That's what we hear on radio.
No, so you here we break news.
Yes,
it's a breaking news. That the last 3 years, consistently, there's no single subject where they have had below 50%. So let's move on. In integrated science, the lowest and the weakest in 2015, 28.7%.
Who is doing these statistics? Who is generating these statistics?
WASCE. It's WASCE. Oh, yeah,
okay.
of course.
All right.
So in 2015, 28.7% got A1 to C6 in integrated science. 2022, 62.48%. Doubled it. We doubled it. Go on to mathematics, 32.4%. Last year, 2022, what do we see? 61.39%. Across the board, free senior high school students have done better. So
are these the core subjects?
Yes.
English, integrated science, mathematics, social studies.
Every single subject. The students have done better. Because you see, we've opened the quality Presec education to more students.
How do you do that?
How do you do that? The magic of the double track. You see, if you don't understand something, you may rubbish it.
We don't hear it
because
anymore.
we are transitioning. We don't have two tracks of Form 1 students with one staying at home, one coming.
Form 1, they are all in school.
So now all Form 1s are in school at one time, all Form 2s are in school at one time, all Form 3s are in school at one time. Now, it says that is the transition. Now, you have schools like Tamasco,
Tema Secondary School.
Tamale.
Tamale, okay.
Where we have moved from double track to completely single track. So when school begins, all of them are there one day, Form 1 to Form 3. About 60%.
But is that the only school you can name?
No, there are a number of them.
Okay, all right.
60% of our schools are no longer doing anything like double track. They are all single track schools. And by the way, when the double track started, about 40% of the schools were not double track. They were going to school just like they used to do.
Oh, double track was not 100%.
No. It's about 60%.
It was in the important schools where the numbers were.
People desire,
yeah.
Right? So you
need to expand to get more
people
to come in.
Get more people to come in.
How have you managed to transition out of it? Is it building infrastructure?
Building infrastructure.
Or reducing the students?
No, building infrastructure. Because the thing is, why do you reduce the quality pre-sec education?
But if you put too many people in pre-sec, the quality will be challenged.
You see, that is what education research have said over the years. I've said that Ghana defied gravity. Mm-hmm. If you've done education, you know that in any country, when you increase enrollment, you diminish learning outcomes. There's this professor who famously said, I probably should mention his name because he spoke at an Achimota event, saying that in 2019 he predicted that Professor Schumann, education outcomes were going to diminish. In 2019 he predicted, and now it has happened. He did not look at the WASCE data, the agency that he heads. He's the chairman of at the West Africa level.
No, I don't understand it.
What I'm saying is this.
People
who know education research will tell you, whenever you increase enrollment,
yes,
you diminish learning outcomes.
Yes, that's
the reason
is like that.
Yeah, but the reason is very simple. Ghana did something that has not been done in other places where this has happened. What did we do right? What we did, the first thing was the double track. Because you see, when buildings are fixed and you can't expand in the short term, when you increase enrollment, you have to increase class sizes. The moment you introduce double track, you dodge the class size increment because all of them are not there at one time.
But the pressure on the teacher.
That's why we hired more teachers when we started. When double track started, more teachers were hired. And what it is designed to do is that you go on vacation with your track. And as I speak with you, speak with headmasters, they will tell you, in majority of the instances, if teacher is teaching Form 1, he goes on vacation with a Form 1 student.
So pre-sec doesn't have one maths teacher like we know who teaches Form 3, Form 4, Form 5?
No, it's not done that way.
So there are plenty of maths teachers?
Yes. So this is what happens. There are unique situations where you have very few, like music, right? So in those cases, you may have a teacher who may have to teach Form 1 and Form 3, that kind of thing. But for the most part, for majority of cases, teachers teach the track that they are on. So when that track is on vacation, they are also on vacation. That is how the double track is supposed to work. Now we've transitioned. You don't have double group of students in Form 1, double in Form 2, one is at home. So all Form 2
have you been able to transition? Infrastructure?
Infrastructure is the key. I mean, that's the driving force. So if the goal...
So are the class sizes normal?
You see, that is the one thing that happened in Ghana. Mm-hmm. You see, around the world, as I've said, increase enrollment, increase class sizes. The case of Accra girls was so profound. When double track was implemented, they reduced class sizes.
Okay, because they are double.
It's not because they are doubled. What happened was that, I'll do a simple mathematics. Mm-hmm. You have 1,200 students in a school. Mm-hmm. All of them were there at one time. 1,200. You have to get chairs for them, beds for them, everything for them. 1,200. Then the double track enables you to add more to the 1,200. Right? So, let's say you add 300 more. It becomes 1,500. But you divide 1,500 into 3, and 2 of them are there at any point in time. So all of a sudden, a school where 1,500 was there at a time, now you have only 1,000 students there at a time. Because 2 cohorts are there, 1 is on vacation at any point in time. So you can use double track to actually reduce class sizes.
And the data you showed us earlier, is these double trackers who are showing an improved result?
Of course. You see it.
What's this?
So The passes are there. So the noise about Nana Addo Akufo-Addo had diminished student learning outcomes is so wrong, so false. The data is there. The data were worse before free senior high school was introduced in this country.
So you're saying that in terms of secondary education, quality, accessibility was worse before 2017. It's better now.
It's better now.
Quality.
Yes.
Shows in the results. I guess that's what
and I'll tell you how it happened. You see, one of the reasons is that the first thing is that when we were running schools with that free secondary education policy being implemented, poor children will sometimes stay at home for a month before they can get money to pay their fees.
They can't pay.
So now with free secondary education,
they all come at the same time.
They all come.
They want everybody there.
So the contact hours has improved. If they are not coming, it might be some other reason other than school fees. Then when it's exam time, nobody is sent home.
Oh, we saw a lot of that.
Nobody was sent home. You remember our time?
Yeah, we saw a lot of that.
People were sent home. Now the WASCE is paid for by the government. So you don't have to worry about you being sent home in Form 1 exam, Form 2 exam, WASCE exams. Everybody is there. Then one interesting thing that has also happened as a result of the introduction of the policies by Nana Addo Akufo-Addo is that we just did not implement free secondary and say just come for free, we are just taking care of your tuition. We also realized that a number of students used to pay to participate in extra classes. And if you did not have the money, you couldn't participate in extra classes. So we introduced intervention grant. And every year we pay about 65 million so that schools can get incentive for teachers to provide after-school classes, before-school classes for the students. On top of it, the president made a commitment that every student must get a core textbook. That was not the case before free senior high school was implemented. So the number of interventions that were implemented has produced quality learning outcomes done before the free senior high school in this country. And the data is there for everybody to see. So when you hear people talking about now Addo Akufo-Addo has diminished education, I tell them, look at the data. Look at what the data is saying, and the proof of the pudding is they're eating. Let's look at data and then make the case. If the data is saying otherwise, how can you say that something has been diminished but the outcomes are better?